So we're going to be doing an energy sequence to build lots of nice energy for the weekend, for the rest of the day, for Friday, all that stuff. First, we're just going to come onto our mats and breathe. Getting the feet grounded. Figuring out what's happening here. Inhale and exhale. Nice and smooth. All right, so we're standing in a position of very good stability here with the feet, all four corners of the feet touching, the toes in contact with the mat, okay? The big toe and the pinky toe as well, palms forward. Just feel your breath moving through you. And we're going to just deepen the breath here. So turn your palms up, inhale up through center, and as you exhale, just gently let your arms open. Inhale up and gently let the arms open. And we're just doing some nice little circles here. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty, shake things out a little bit. We're going to start moving side to side and then doing twisting, and you'll see the cats and cows in a few moments here. Okay, so going side to side, draw your arms up, take your right wrist in your left hand and gently tilt to the left, and switch and tilt right. And switch just side to side here. Just going at a pace that feels good to you. Leslie, wave at me if you have audio. Okay. All right, the next time you are over to the left, just stay here, ground your right foot, release your arms, and press those left fingertips a little bit away. And then take your right shoulder back, shine your heart up toward the sky. And come up to center and take your left wrist in your right hand, tilt to the right, stay here, keep that left foot grounded as you open your arms and press a little bit away with that right hand. The reason we do that is to just get a little more extension, and then take your left shoulder back, inhale up and draw your arms down. Okay. So nice soft twisting here, and we're going to take the legs slightly wider than hip width distance, move around a little bit, and just start following your body as you twist. So just a nice gentle twist, reaching and reaching. And your arms might start to travel a little further down. We're keeping everything gentle here, and then coming back up and reaching and reaching. That's all it is, just opening up, warming up that spine this morning. And then just coming back to center. And release. Come back to mountain pose. Inhale and exhale. All right, so come to the back of your mat. Okay. We're going to bend at the knees and hips here. Put your hands on your thighs and then just gently fold forward. We just let the hands go where they want to go. Come back to thighs, look up and fold. Come back to thighs, look up, and fold. Now we're going to add an arm sequence to this. So come back to thighs, bring your hands to your heart here. Inhale, lift up through center, and as you exhale, draw your arms back and fold. Bring your hands to your heart, lift up, and exhale back. And we'll be doing these arms also from a kneeling position. So these are the arms, and fold. Now drop the hips, bring your hands to the mat, and start walking forward. Bring your knees down. We're not really we're coming into a knee down plank here, but we're going to, not chaturanga, we're going to wave the spine down. So plant your hips, your belly, and then your chest. It's a spinal wave as we come up like that, gentle and down. Wave up and wave down. One more time, wave up and wave down. And then press yourself back into tabletop. So we're now in tabletop, and here come the cats and cows. Arch and round. And remember, in cats and cows, the spine is moving and the head follows. Cats and cows, arch. And of course, you could be doing these at a wall or with your hands on a chair. You're just moving the spine forward and back. Okay, and then come to neutral, and we're going to just let the hips move around. Maybe take the hands a little farther forward so your hips have some space here. Move the hips around as we prepare for a brief child's pose. Now here's where the block might come in. If your head does not reach the floor comfortably, when you come into child's pose, use a block, and you'll see why in a minute, okay? We use our hands a lot, but you won't have your hands available to you. Okay, so let's take it back into child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. And take a couple of breaths here and assess if your forehead is touching the mat this morning, or if you want to slide a block under it. Take a couple of breaths here. And now from child's pose, we're going to lift up to the knees, bring the hands to the heart. And here's that arm sequence. Inhale the fingertips up, and as you exhale the arms back, just keeping your spine long, gently fold forward. Inhale the arms up, and as you exhale, now bring your head either to the mat or your block. Inhale up. Exhale, arms back. So we just want a place for the head to softly land, the forehead, so we don't have to support it with the neck. Inhale up and gently back. All right, so we're going to inhale up, and this time take the knees hip-width distance apart and return to tabletop pose, cats and cows. Yes, and we'll go through that sequence one more time. So tuck your toes and start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Bring your hands to your thighs, okay? And we roll the hands down and up, down and up, down and up, down. Now up, stay up, bring the hands to the heart. Okay, and we're going to lift up, exhale the arms back, and come back into the squat chair position. Inhale up, exhale the arms back, inhale up, and last time, exhale the arms back. Now sit the hips down, bring the hands down, and walk forward. Bring your knees down, and come into a fairly gentle knee down plank, as we wave the spine down, belly, chest, head, wave the spine up. It's like a cobra. And wave up, wave down, wave up, wave down. Come to hands and knees, cat-cow. And then go ahead ahead and just give your hips a little wiggle and release them a little and come into child's pose. Remember, head should land on something here. And then float your way up, hands to the heart. I'm going to go this way now so you can see. Inhale up, exhale, arms back, spine is long. You're not coming all the way down. Inhale, arms up. Now the head rests to the mat or the block. And one more time, inhale up, yes, and take it down. All right, now bring your hands forward, come back up to tabletop, and come to seated. All right. How'd that go? Okay? Did you guys like that? All right, shake it out. Okay, so we're just going to sit in mountain pose for a moment. Feel the breath moving through. That's where the energy comes from. Flex the feet, spine is long, palms out. Nice long lengthening of the spine as you press your hips down, draw your arms up. And then lengthening the spine as you turn your palms out and get even longer here. And shake, shake, shake. All right, so we know at least one person might have to leave early, so before that can happen, we're going to do some core. Yeah, we're throwing it in. Well, we always put it here anyway. Okay, so we're going to do dead bug series, and I'm going to show you a bunch of alternatives. Now, typically we lie on our backs for dead bugs, but we're going to start with the arms forward and the core engaged, okay? All right, so now we know in dead bug we take the arms up and back and we extend the leg. So starting from here, extend your right leg, left arm up by the ear, bring it in. Extend your left leg, right arm, and in. And we're all going to do this a couple more times. Up and in, up and in, up and in, up and in. And one more, up and in, and dead bug and in. Woo! And release. So that's a perfectly good way to stay. Now the alternative, and one alternative that we're going to explore is right knee up, left foot on the mat, okay? And the arms are by the shoulders, right leg extends and in. Let's do right again. Right and in. You could still have both feet on the mat if that serves you better today. And one last time, extend and in, left knee, and extend and in. So the arm is coming by the ear as much as possible. Your arm might be going to a different spot. You might, depending on what your body is doing, take it back and in. Woo! All right. Anybody starting to feel that? Yeah, inhale and exhale. And let's do it one time more, either with the feet, 2 feet on the mat, or the knee up. We're going to go 4 right and 4 left, okay? All right, let's see it. Arms are forward, 2 feet on the mat, or knee. So let's go. Right and up 4 times. Right and up. And 3 and 4 and release. Now go left. Left and up. And left and up. 3 and 4. And release. All right, just come to any comfortable seated position and let things release, release, release. Okay, inhale and exhale. So while we're here, we're going to get those obliques. This is where your block will come in, and if you don't have a block, just place your hands about slightly narrower than shoulder width apart, okay? The block is in between your hands for obliques, just to keep the hands from coming together and give your arms something to do keeping that block where it is, okay? So now we're going to roll down this time, starting down here with the arms overhead. Roll the shoulders and head up and over to the right, and come center and down. Roll the shoulders and head up and over to the left, and come center and down. With the feet on the floor, we're adding. So go ahead and take the block to the right, extend your left leg, and up, block left, extend the right leg, and up. Now knees if you like, block right, left, and up, block left, right. Leg extends and up, so either version of that. And it's feeling like every once in a while, or maybe always, my right leg wants to extend when I'm over to the right. If that's happening for you, then just go with it, right? The important thing is we're moving side to side and adding a leg extension, either leg, just for a little more resistance. Side to side. I think that's enough. Next time you go left, you will be even. Bring it down, hug your knees in, and rock side to side. Okay, raise one foot and wave it in the air if you think that's enough. Okay, raise your other foot if you feel like we should go for like another 10 or 30 minutes. Nobody. Okay, I saw legs drop in a hurry there. All right, so let's get into the dead bug as just a nice little hip release. So we're just going to keep the shoulders and head down and keep both feet on the mat. And from here, as you extend your right leg, just take your arm back and in. That's your left arm. Left leg, right arm back and in. And keep going. Okay, so we're moving the hip. The core is helping us, of course, it always does, but it's much more of a subtle work for the core. So we're just moving in our nice little dead bug here, right and left. I won't editorialize about how could this be a dead bug if it's moving so much, but all right, that's my personal thing. Okay, bring your hands down and just let your knees rock side to side with your feet to the mat. So we're just releasing the sides. Inhale and exhale. All righty, so now we're going to go a little deeper into those hips with your hands down by your side. Take your right leg up. Point your toes. And just start to make some small circles with the right leg. Your left foot's still on the mat. Make those circles a little bigger. We're taking the hip in a nice circle, and then as big as you can without rocking your torso, just take that leg in a circle, and then pause at the top, and go tiny in the other direction, and a little larger, and then down, out, and up. Okay, a nice little hip release there. Draw the knee in, hold on to your shin or hamstring, and let your right leg open out to the right and come back to center. So we went circle, now we're going side to the right. Now we want to take it to the left. So take your left hand outside of your right leg, okay? And your left knee can stay bent, or that left leg can straighten any amount. Bring your right arm out for balance. And take that knee just past the belly button. You know, we stop here to sense what's happening in the hip and get a nice little stretch from here. And now we're going to let the right hip come up and take the knee over to the left and take your gaze towards your right fingertips. Feeling a little different stretch there. And come back through center as you take your right ankle across your left thigh and just draw your shin in and move around. So the hip stores a lot of stuff that we're releasing now, and among that, the things that the hip tends to hold on to is energy, and we're letting that release now. As well as some people feel tension and stress in their hips. Just let that go too. And then release your legs, bring your feet to the mat, and let your knees gently open and close. Inhale and exhale, keeping your right foot on the mat take your left leg up, point the toe. We're working from the hip to the toe, tiny circles. And a little larger. Same direction. And then down, out, and up. And holding the leg up, now we reverse tiny circles and a little larger. And down, out, and up. And pause, and with the right foot still on the mat, take hold of your left leg at the shin or the hamstring, and let the leg come out and back to center. Out to the left and back to center. Really cleaning out that hip this morning, side to side. Okay, so we went to the left. Now we're going to take the right hand outside the left leg, put the left arm out by the shoulder, and either keep that right leg bent or straighten it any amount. Take your left knee just past your belly button. And then take the left knee all the way over. Oh, you might even start to feel a nice little stretch in the front of the left shoulder there. And then as you come back, draw your left ankle across the thigh, draw it in, and move freely through that hip. What is your hip telling you? What are you releasing? You might even close your eyes and visualize things just floating out of your hip. Energy, positive things, and some things that you just want to get rid of. Okay, now bring both feet to the mat, open and close the knees a few times, and find your way to a tabletop. Yeah. Find your way to tabletop here, and then find your way to downward facing dog. Okay, so we're coming up into dog now. Inhale and exhale. Again, your hands could be on a chair or the wall, right? You can always stay in tabletop. Let's go ahead and bend one knee and then the other, really rolling through the feet, seeing how we can really help to liberate the toes by doing this. Press one heel down and hold. Switch sides, press the other heel down and hold. Now press both heels down and hold. And as you take your feet to your hands, just start to take them a little wider each step till they get mat width distance apart. Bring your forearms to your thighs. Bring your hands to your heart, and we stand straight up, fingertips up toward the sky, and come back into mountain pose. Inhale and exhale, considering how the energy is flowing and moving. How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? All right, so let's get a couple of sun salutations in and come to the top of the mat here. And we're going to add some arms at the beginning, okay? So we're going to take the arms up, inhale. Now, as you exhale, take your right arm back and your left arm forward and twist to the right. Come center, and as you exhale, left arm back, right arm forward. Yeah, there it is. Inhale the arms up, and as you exhale, elbows to waist, it's a standing cobra. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Your hands might stop at the thighs. They might come to the shins. They might touch the mat. Wherever you are in this right now, take your hands to your thighs, shine your heart forward, sinking the hips down, plant the hands, step back with your right leg, wiggle around in this lunge here. And we're going to bring the right knee down, okay, your back knee down, coming into your low crescent lunge position, arms overhead. Yeah, so we feel the front of that hip flexor here. Bring the hands down. This time step back into a strong plank. Whether your knees are up or down, you are engaged. Your core is engaged. Strong, strong, strong. And come down through a powerful chaturanga, meaning keep the spine nice and long. Okay? Whether you need to bring your knees down to do that, that's fine too. We don't want to wobble the spine down. We're going down. Okay? And let's go ahead and lift the hands now, shoulders toward the ears, elbows toward the waist, and a hands-free cobra, and release. Find your way to downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Good. All right, so we have a moment here. So let's go ahead and take the right leg up and spin it in small circles, one direction, and make those circles a little larger. We just did this on hands and knees, so if we're happier on hands and knees, go back there. Spin that right leg in the other direction, small and larger. Now hold here, draw your right foot forward, and arrange your body for a low crescent lunge on the left. Left knee's behind the hip, arms are up, low crescent lunge. Bring your hands down, one on either side of your right foot, tuck your back toes, lift that back knee, engage all the muscles of your body, and take a big step forward. Take a half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. All right, ready on the left, yes? Everybody good to go? Top of the mat. Mountain pose. Inhale, float the arms up. As you exhale, left arm back, right arm forward. Twist to the left. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist the other way. Doesn't really matter which way you go. We're going both ways. Inhale, up. Exhale, elbows to waist, shine your heart up. Inhale up, exhale, folding from the hip creases with a long spine. And if your hands want to stop at the thighs or they want to go to the floor or anywhere in between, that's good too. Bring your hands to your thighs, shine your heart forward, half lift, there it is, and drop the hips, hands down. This time we take the left leg back and hang out in a lunge there. Oh yeah, and just let the hips move around naturally, whatever they want to do. Come into your strong plank right at this moment. Okay, is your strong plank knees up right now or knees down? Could be different than the plank you just did in when we started on the right. And let's go ahead and chaturanga down with lots of control, keeping that spine nice and long. Okay. And then rolling up into a gentle cobra, shine your heart forward, lift your hands, and release. Okay, we did a lot of this early on, so we're not focusing too much on the back bend part of our sun salutation right now. And we're going to find our way to downward facing dog. Okay, so remember, table to dog, you can do a lift up. You can do anything you want, of course, it's your practice. Inhale and exhale in your down dog, and then take your left leg up and take some small circles. Remember, we did it earlier from here. If that's you, do that. Take your circles a little larger, and then small circles the other direction, and a little larger. And then go ahead and step your left foot forward, okay? And start to set yourself up for another low crescent lunge. Right knee behind the hip, left knee over the ankle. Yeah, low crescent. Yes, and bring your hands down. Go ahead and tuck your back toes, lift that back knee. Okay, engage, engage. Maybe your hands even can float off the mat here. You don't even need them as you take a big step forward half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. Good, and hands come heart center. All right, and shake things around. Inhale and exhale. All right, so let's come to the center of the mat. Now, the full moon is approaching, and we actually could see it last night, right? Because the clouds dissipated. We couldn't see the full moon, but we could see the moon getting fuller. Inhale and exhale. So we're going to work on some balance, and we're going to work on our sun and moon balance. So let's go ahead and have the feet hip width distance. Find all four corners of the feet. Take a breath. Now we've got our base of support, right? The legs are engaged. The spine is long. We want to calm the mind with just one nice releasing breath. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. We're just getting rid of any thoughts around balancing, okay? Unless they're good thoughts like, yay, can't wait, love this. All right, so here we go. We're gonna find a spot that isn't moving. Keep the eyes on that. And let's find out where balance is today. So hands to the hips. Take your right heel up. Square your left leg nice and firm. Oh yes, and some of you are ready to go knee up already. If that's you, go ahead and do that. All right. Now let's go left heel. And if you're feeling jiggy with it, you can raise your knee. And release. All right, so we got a lot of jiggy people, so we're going to move that balance around a little bit. So let's go hands to hips to start with. Right heel up, right knee up, and check this out. Tap down and come up. We're moving. Tap down and come up. 2 more times, and up and down and up. Woo! And release and shake it out. Woo. All right, let's do that on the other side. If you are falling in and out of your balance, that's great. Your body is learning. This is what happens at IRL, as they say, right? And knee up, tap down. And this is 2. We're doing 2 more. And 1 more. Woo! And release. Woo! Shake it out. All right, so now we're going to take this to the sun and moon, which means we're going to add the arms. Okay, so your arms start out down by your side, and you can just come to the right toes and stay there, or you can lift your right knee, and then when you get to that position, take your left arm up by the ear. So you're long on one side, and release. Okay, if that's your sun and moon today, that's great. Heel on the left or knee, arm up, and down. Now we're going to try and add that same movement that we were just doing and add the arms, okay? So let's go ahead. Right knee, left arm, and take it down. Reach up. Take it down. Reach up. Take it down. Reach up. 1 more. Down. Reach up. And release. All righty. Square, calm, focused. Left knee, right arm. Up, tap, down. Up, tap, down. Up, tap, down. Up, tap, down. And release, shake it out. Okay, how's everybody doing with this balance? Are we good? Okay, I'm going to give you a minute to play with this. You can do your tricky side, fool around with that, or you can work on both sides. I'll tell you when we're halfway through. And for that, I always need my little digital. Okay? All right. And when you're ready, square. Find your starting position. And go. Okay? Tricky side. Stay there. I'll tell you when we're halfway done so you can decide what you want to do. You can stay up, you can move around. Yeah. You could do something completely different. I love that. So we're halfway through. And if you want to do your other side, do your other side. If you want to stay on your tricky side, stay on your tricky side. If you want to alternate, alternate. Remember, this is your practice. And we're going 3 more seconds, 2, and come back to standing. All right. Plant your feet. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing that. And just notice any sensations that your body is having right now. We're not trying to force the body to feel anything. We're just noticing and breathing. Inhale and exhale. All right, and shake things out. So we did sun and moon balance. Let's do moonflower and sunflower. So take your legs wide, toes out, arms up. We're in 5, very celestial. We're in 5-pointed star. Now we're going to take the knees out, elbows to waist for moonflower, down and up. And when you plie, plie, right? Don't squat, plie. So the difference is, are the hips back or are they going straight down and up? Yes. 5-pointed star to moonflower. Nice. And then hold in your moonflower and come up. Now we're going sunflower. So sunflower typically involves a forward fold. You're going to fold as far as you want and no farther. So cross your right arm in front of your left and take it up. Cross your left arm in front of your right and take it up. Knees going over toes. You go as deep as you want. Just inhale that energy, that sun. Perfect thing to do on a camping trip first thing in the morning, right? Get all the movements in. Inhale and exhale. So we've been switching arms, going right in front, then left in front. So the next time, if you've been doing that, the next time you go left in front, just do it. Inhale and exhale. Find a way to bring your feet closer and just move around and march it out, okay? So we're going to move into some wide-legged forward folds here. So we're going to take the legs wide again and keep the toes turned out. We're going to bend the knees out over the toes, put the hands on the thighs. I'll turn this way. And then we're going to slowly start folding forward and let the hands roll down the legs. Let the legs straighten as much or as little as they want, or actually let your legs straighten and keep your hands as high or low as they want. And then come back, knees bend, look up, and take it down. And up, and down, and up, and down. Now this time when you come up, stay here, okay? Heart is lifted here. We're going to take the right shoulder toward the left. Stretch, and come center. Left shoulder toward the right. Stretch that left side now, and up, and right, and up, yes, and left, and up, take it right, and up, and left, and up, one more, right, and up, and left, and up, and straighten your legs, come to standing, and take your feet back to mountain pose, inhale and exhale, all right, and breathe. How's everybody doing? Are we good? Anybody good? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and do one ragdoll, and then we're going to do some free form. Okay? So with your feet hip width distance apart, inhale the arms up. As you exhale, Gently fold. The knees and hips can be soft. Remember, it's a rag doll, so it has to suit you. Take opposite hand to opposite elbow and just let everything move around. Let your head nod yes and no. And always ending the head movement on a yes. Come back to center. Still take everything back to stillness here. And then as you straighten your legs, let your forearms melt toward the earth as much or as little as they want. Release your hands. We're going to ground the feet and do an upward salute with the legs long. So exhale, lower body is strong and steady. And then as you inhale, the arms float up. Yep, and palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. All right, so ragdoll is the beginning of letting everything go. So now just take a minute and just see what else needs to happen for you right now in this practice. You're just moving around. Okay, see if you feel any stuck spots that are talking to you. Communicate with them, see what's going to help. Alrighty. And then come just back to standing. Look around and see if there's something in your space that you want for final relaxation. Okay? Maybe it's a sweater, sweatshirt. Okay? As we are going to make our way back down to the mat, we're just going to make sure we have anything that is necessary for our personal comfort nearby. Okay? Could be like, okay, if you have a rolled up blanket or towel or mat, you can grab that and have that under your knees for final relaxation. Okay, we're just going to come to the top of the mat now. Find mountain pose. Feel the energy and breath. How is it moving through the body? Just observing, not forcing. Inhale, float the arms up, and exhale over the hip creases into a forward fold. Okay, your forward fold could be here right now. It could be all the way down. It could be anywhere in between. Just let it happen for you, and then step back to downward facing dog. If you're done with dog for the day, you can come into table. And we're going to move the hips side to side. And if you're in dog, your knees can participate. If you're at a wall, hands on the wall, your knees can participate too. And then bring the knees down and sit off to the side as we meet back in seated mountain pose. Feet are flexed, spine is nice and long. Inhale and exhale. And release. Let's shake the legs out. We're coming into a 3-part forward fold, okay? And it's done with a long spine folding from the hip creases. So it's not a rounded spine, it's a long spine. We start with the feet extended, legs are slightly apart, maybe hip width distance. Inhale, float the arms up, and with a long spine folding from the hip creases, just bring your arms forward and let them touch wherever they touch. Take your gaze toward your toes. Inhale the arms up. Bring your hands down behind you. Take your legs to a V. Draw the arms up. Turn your palms forward. Your feet are flexed. Your toes are facing up to the ceiling. And your hands come down through center. Gaze past your fingertips. Spine is long. Inhale the arms up. Bring the hands down. Take your feet together. Okay? So we are moving into cobbler's pose here. You can also have your feet 6 inches apart. You can have your heels close to your pelvis or farther away. Inhale up, palms forward. Exhale, reach long. Maybe your hands come to the mat here. Maybe they wind up on your legs. Gaze past your toes. Inhale up. We're going to go through that same sequence again. Folding from the hips, legs long. keeping the gaze past the toes. Inhale up, hands down, take a V, arms up, palms forward, fold. Inhale up, hands down, arrange the feet, arms up, and fold. Okay, we're going to inhale up, straighten the legs, and exhale down. Now you might be ready to just take your legs wide as you take your arms up. Otherwise, bring your arms down first and come into your V. Take it down and up. And if you're ready, just take the soles of your feet together as you take your arms up and come down. We're always gazing past the toes, keeping the spine long. One more time through. Arms up, legs long, exhale. Arms up, legs to a V, exhale. Arms up, soles of the feet together, exhale. And take it up, hands down. All right, let's shake it out here. And we're going to, now that we've warmed everything up, we're just going to hold each of those positions a little longer, okay? So we're going to start with the legs extended. Make sure the toes and the knees are facing straight up, spine is long, arms up, folding from the hip creases. Reach, reach, reach forward. Let your hands drop to your legs. They might have your feet. Your gaze is past your toes. Your spine is long. And we're breathing. And then release whatever you're holding on to, and with long arms, draw the arms up. Inhale. Now we're going to bring the hands down and come into our V-sit, and maybe push forward to take it a little wider if you feel like doing that. Try and keep the toes facing straight up and the knees as well. Arms overhead, palms forward. Inhale, folding from the hips. Let the hands come down. They might be close to your pelvis. They might be farther away, right? It's your fold. Now, gaze past your fingertips. Press your palms into the mat as you look up. Inhale. And as you exhale, maybe there's some room for forward movement of the fingertips. Maybe a millimeter. And then walk your hands back. And we're going to take the legs together, give them a little shake. Now we're going to set up for our cobbler's pose. Again, the feet, the soles of the feet are touching, but if it works better for you, put 6 inches in between the soles of your feet. Start with your heels away from your pelvis and start to draw in, okay? We don't want to be in cobbler's pose with the knees up by the shoulders here. So find a place where your knees can be at a reasonable distance from the earth. Some people's knees even come down farther, okay? It's completely whatever your body, your alignment. Inhale the arms up, palms forward. Exhale, long spine, folding from the hips. Bring your palms to the mat. Now look up and gaze past your fingertips, and then as you exhale, keeping the spine long, see if there's any space for you to wiggle those fingers forward. There may not be, and that's fine too. Just keep breathing. And walk your hands back. Now this is important. Put one hand under each knee and help your knees up. Okay? And then we're going to support ourselves on our hands and let the knees gently open and close, releasing. And then just take your legs forward and wiggle them out and in. Okay? And then if you want to wiggle your body too, do that. And we are going to work our way down. So bend at the knees, feet hip-width distance apart. And slowly lower, lower, lower. All right, here we are. We're going to come into a little rolling back bend here. So the feet are hip-width distance apart. Hands are down by your side. And then start to lift your arms up take the back of your hands to the mat and start to lift the hips a little bit. Roll down, hands down. So we're gently rolling up and down, controlling the knees. So we don't want the knees to splay out to the side or knock together. We're keeping them hip-width distance apart and just releasing the spine with a nice little roll up, roll down. And the next time your hands are back and your hips are lifted, just stay here, see how this feels to you, and then go ahead and without dropping the hips, bring the hands down to your side. And if you want to start deepening this back bend, go ahead. If you want to stay right where you are, go ahead. Some people like to clasp their hands under the body. If that's you right this moment, go ahead. And we're going to release and slowly draw the spine back down toward the mat. Okay, so we did a lot of back bending. We're going to do a spinal release here. Draw your right knee in and hold on. Clasp your hands around your thigh, or if the hands don't want to clasp there, just go ahead and hold on to the side of your right leg. Now press your right leg into your hands. That's where the spinal release comes from. So we're not drawing the leg back, we're pressing into the hands. Release the spine. And go ahead and bring that right leg down, left leg up, clasp or hold on, and press away. Press away, spinal release, press away. And release, bring your left foot down, okay? And now we're going to go into Ardha Appanasana. So we're going to take both legs and both arms long. Inhale. And as you exhale, draw your right knee in. Right leg long, arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, draw the left knee in. Left leg long, arms overhead. As you exhale, gently draw both knees in. And let's release the spine some more, just rocking side to side. And come back to center. Put your hands on your knees, and without the hands leaving the knees, you're going to press away to the right, in, and to the left. So you're making tiny circles with your knees, and the lower spine is participating in these circles. It's away to the right, in, and to the left. The hands are keeping the legs, the hands on the knees are keeping the legs from going crazy. All right, next time you have your knees in, hold there, and we'll reverse the circles, or go the other way. Let's press away to the left, in, and to the right, and circle. And then pause here, bring both feet to the mat, hands down by your side. And just enjoy the feeling of your spine being in neutral. Raise your right leg, either just lift the foot off the floor or take your leg straight up so you have room to point and flex your right foot. Circle the ankle one direction and the other in gratitude for all that foot has done for you. And take your left foot up. The leg could be straight, it could be bent. Point and flex. Just see what's more restful for your spine right now, what feels really good. Circle one direction and the other. Bring the left foot down, keeping the spine in neutral, open, and close those fingers. Wiggle. Rotate the wrists one direction and the other, and then hands down by your side. Take your head side to side. See if anything is left in the neck that needs to be released. come back to center and do any kind of movement or realignment that your body seems to need right now, so that when you come into your final relaxation position, you will be happy, settled, okay? You could be sitting in a chair. You might choose to just lay with your knees bent or your legs straight, okay? It's whatever is going to work best for you and your spine right now. Inhale through the nose and exhale. Let your body just melt onto the earth. And one more time, inhale and melt your body onto the earth as you move into your version of final relaxation for right now. And slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Gently allow your breath to deepen. Invite movement back to your body, wiggle fingers and toes. And then stretching the arms and legs long, inhale. And as you exhale, draw in, give yourself a hug here. Find your way over to a side and help yourself back up to a nice easy seat. Drawing your palms together as you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit. Thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.